Okay, what's up? It's Christopher Parker, and I'm here again for tonight's podcast at 6:30. Um, I'm talking today about our apparel that we have out called Recovery Impact Clothing and Company Apparels. In other words, it's called Rick and Company Apparels. Isn't that like a catchy phrase? I think that's pretty cool that it's like that. Come on, YouTube, Twitter, you guys hang in there with me. I'm glad that you tuned in with me. I got a good little podcast, a good show for us today. You guys over at Thread, I'm glad that you joined me tonight. And we're making sure that everybody can see what's going on. Hi, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Good to see you guys. Glad that you guys are here with us. Well, what if I told you the clothes you wore told the truth about life? Not the pain, but the growth. Welcome, everybody. My name is Christopher, and this is the first official podcast for In Recovery Impact Clothing, better known as Rick and Company Apparels. The brand isn't about fashion trend, it's about survival, recovery, identity, impact. Remember, I was telling you guys about that. I think on my last YouTube channel with when I was on Facebook, one of my clients they were talking to me about that. But I thought it was pretty interesting. If you're listening in, you guys on YouTube, Twitter, Thread, and Facebook. In recovery, we have three topics: in recovery, supporting someone in recovery, or just trying to rebuild our life. The brand and this conversation is for you. Okay, you guys? So just let you know that Rick and Company is going to be coming out soon. What we're doing, we're getting more logos. We're getting a different type of shipment of clothing material. The Retrain the Brain hoodie that I have out now, it's a pullover. However, they have magnetic snaps, which some people like it, some people don't. But there's a lot of people that are buying the material anyways. As a matter of fact, I got a couple pre-orders while I was at my meeting last night, which was awesome. But let me explain what in recovery impact clothing actually means. Recovery isn't just about stopping something; it's about becoming someone. Okay. Impact means walking into rooms differently, carrying responsibility, representing change. How does that sound? So when you're buying um, recovery impact clothing, you're not just purchasing a hoodie, a hat, a beanie. You are keeping someone sober, and that is a mission that I'm trying to implement. Um, and that was something I was talking on YouTube and a couple other channels when I was in a podcast. I was just in a podcast recently with a gentleman, and one of my friends, we were talking about that, and it just became a really, really, really good conversation, and I was so glad that we had an opportunity to talk about it. But and clothing is the first message people see before you speak. You know, make that clear. Understand that fashion is something that's very big in the community, and we got to be very aware of that, and very in tune with that, and very dedicated to feel good, look good, feel good. I always have that motto in my mind, and I expect everybody else to kind of have the same type of thought pattern. I've been through something and I didn't stay there, and it's just it's weird. But let me get into something else. Here's something nobody talks about enough when you leave. Sometimes they don't talk about treatment that often. We don't talk about prison. We don't talk about homelessness or chaos. And we're expected to look normal immediately when we come out of those places, or when we get clean and sober and we go into detox and we do treatment and we get our lives back on track. People just automatically think that we're supposed to be that person that can get our lives just back immediately, and it's just amazing how people think and how they judge and not think about some of the things that they have been involved in or what they went through when they got sober. And so that's why we got to kind of just realize that we just can't realize what other people say about us and what their opinions are. But we're expected to look normal immediately, but inside you're still rebuilding. We're still focusing on changing our ways, getting sober, getting reconnected with the community and things like that. So we got to be very, very in tune on that. Yes, yes, I see you. YouTube. Yes, I do. Carol and Carolina. Yes, Vicky, how are you doing in Virginia? Okay. All right, Michael, over there in oh, you're in Orange County. Okay, Santa Ana, I'm glad you tuned in. Glad you tuned in. Just stay focused. We're talking about recovery impact clothing that's coming out soon. We just got a lot of things going on. We're going to be at the Magic House Sunday coming up, and hopefully by February we'll actually have a booth selling our product. But the brand exists because recovery deserves pride, not shame. Sobriety deserves visibility. Healing deserves ownership. Our apparel is for people who don't hide their growth. Isn't that? That's awesome. I love that about recovery impact. This is not fast fashion. This is identity wear. I want to keep that clear, you guys, so we know that. Keep in tune with us. Welcome, 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 John. Good to see you. I'm glad that you came back. But as we go through Rick Company Apparels, which stands for accountability, recovery culture, respect, purpose over profit. Each piece is designed to start conversations, to build confidence, represent mindset. When someone asks you about your hoodie, your hat, your shirt, you're not selling a product, you're sharing a story. That's what we got to focus on. And it's true. What we're doing, even though we have a product that is for profit, it's not just a product that we are making profit, but that goes back into Retrain the Brain Foundation, which is a nonprofit that I created originally to give back to the community, to give back to the to society. So the brand didn't come from a boardroom. It came from experience, my struggle, learning the hard way, you know, being hard headed, not listening to what people have to say to me, just doing what I wanted to do. So wanting to give recovery something solid and real, there's power in saying I'm not perfect, but I'm present. And that's what's important too about our apparel. And I'm so glad that we discovered our apparel that we have, and we're focusing so much on keeping it. Impact recovery impact clothing is it's represents people who show up, who do the work, who keep going even when nobody is clapping, when you're not being recognized, that you are still making sure that you're being held accountable, that you're being held in in accordance the way we should in the community. We're pillars, we're examples, and that's the real recovery. The brand is bigger than clothing. It's about supporting recovery programs, which we're trying to right now be a part of a treatment program where they buy our material. They put their treatment program on the side on our clothing. That way, everybody gets an opportunity to get exposed and get help, whether it's financial, whether it's addiction, however it is. It's supporting recovery, it's creating opportunities, it's building the community, changing how recovery looks in public. The goal is to partner with nonprofits, which that's what we focus on now, to support reentry. That's very, very important. Fund recovery focus incentives, and that's what I'm working on now too as well. And give people something they're proud to wear. Everybody loves the hoodie. What we're doing though, what we're revamping the clothing though. We're making sure that instead of having that small iron on in the back of the hoodie or the shirt, that we're making it as big as a person's back so people can see it, so people see what the message is, so they can when they if they like it and they think it's nice, that they'll want to get it, they'll want to purchase it, they'll want to keep somebody sober, and I'm excited about that. If you're listening right now and you're early in recovery, you're struggling, or you feel invisible, hear this clearly. You are not behind, you are not broken, you are becoming. Recovery Impact Clothing and Company apparels exist to remind you your past does not cancel your future. And I want you guys to understand that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close. My sponsor is coming so we can go over some things and my steps, because I'm in recovery too as well, and none of us are too grown to continue to work our steps and to continue trying to keep ourselves focused and sober. So thank you for listening to In Recovery Impact Clothing podcast. If this message resonated, share it, wear it, live it. This is Recovery Impact Clothing and Company Apparels. Recovery with presence, impact with purpose. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care and enjoy the rest of your night.